Hi everyone! Transitioning smoothly between tasks is an essential skill in the OET speaking subtest. A well-executed transition ensures that the conversation flows naturally and helps you maintain control of the interaction. There are two effective methods to accomplish this: using connectors and asking questions. So let's look in detail about this. First one, using connectors. Connectors are words or phrases that help you seamlessly link one task to the next. They serve as bridges, guiding the conversation in a coherent and logical direction. Using appropriate connectors not only makes your speech sound more professional, but also ensures that the patient can easily follow the progression of the consultation. Let's look at an example here. Imagine you have just finished explaining a medication to the patient and need to move on to discussing follow-up appointments. You might say, in addition, it's advisable to come for a review every month to monitor your progress and adjust the treatment if necessary. Here, the connector in addition signals that you're adding more information, effectively guiding the patient from one topic to the next without causing confusion. Let's look at some other connectors you can use here, such as moreover. Let's look at an example. Moreover, I would recommend some lifestyle changes to support your treatment. Another one is furthermore. Furthermore, it's important to stay hydrated during this period. Let's look at another one. Additionally. Additionally, we should consider regular blood tests to monitor your condition. Another one, also. Also, make sure to take your medication with food to avoid stomach upset. So using these connectors helps you smoothly transition from one part of the conversation to another, making the interaction feel more natural and cohesive. So second method of transition is by asking questions. Another effective way to transition between tasks is by asking questions. This method is particularly useful when you need to ensure that the patient fully understands the information you have provided, or when you want to gently guide them towards the next topic. So let's look at the types of questions you can use here. The first one is general questions. General questions are open-ended and help you gauge if the patient has any additional concerns or needs further clarification. These questions can also be a subtle way of signal that you're ready to move on to a new task. Let's look at some examples here. The first one, do you need to ask me anything else before we move on? Or is there anything else you would like to clarify before we proceed? So these types of questions invite the patient to express any doubts or concerns, ensuring that they're comfortable before you transition to the next task. The second type of question is specific questions. Specific questions are targeted and direct the conversation towards the next task. They are particularly useful when you need to shift the focus of the discussion to a particular aspect of the patient's care. Let's have a look at some examples. Shall we now discuss the dietary changes that could benefit your condition? Or would you like to go over the next steps in your treatment plan? So by asking specific questions, you can smoothly steer the conversation towards the next topic, ensuring that the patient stays engaged and informed. So now let's see how you can understand the timing of your transition. That means when you need to do the transition. So knowing when to transition is just as important as understanding how to do it. A well-timed transition occurs when the current task has been fully addressed and the patient doesn't naturally lead the conversation to the next topic. If you notice that the patient has no more questions or concerns about the current task, it's your cue to transition. So now let's look at the key signs to transition. The patient has no further questions about the current topic. The patient seems ready for the next piece of information. There's a natural pause in the conversation. So when you sense any of these signs, it's an indication that the patient is ready to move on, and you should guide the conversation accordingly. Yes, so effective transitions in OET speaking are vital for maintaining the flow of the conversation and ensuring that all tasks are covered comprehensively. So by using connectors and asking strategic questions, you can guide the patient through the consultation smoothly and professionally. Always be mindful of the patient's cues and transition when they seem ready to move on to the next topic. This not only helps you manage the conversation effectively, but also demonstrate your ability to conduct a patient-centered consultation. So I hope this video helps. So next time onwards, make sure you use any of these methods for transitioning from one task to the next one. So stay tuned for more informative videos.
Needus Academy, India's #1 language academy.